Guys, I don't even know where to begin with this one because my heart is still racing after watching Wang's latest emotional confession. Before we get into the details, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of these shocking updates, because trust me, you're going to want to stay tuned for everything that's coming next. So let's get into it. Wang, our beloved actor who stole hearts worldwide as Dao Mingxi in Meteor Garden, has always been one of those stars who keeps his private life guarded. He's playful, charming, and always seems to have that teasing smile, but underneath that cool exterior, he's been hiding a truth so raw and emotional that when he finally shared it, fans were absolutely stunned. And the words that left everyone speechless were, "She was my only love." Can you imagine? For years, people have speculated about Dylan's relationships, his rumored romances, his undeniable chemistry with co-stars, and whether or not his heart really belonged to anyone. But this confession, it wasn't just a casual statement. It was filled with pain, nostalgia, and vulnerability that you rarely see from him. And the way he said it, it wasn't some rehearsed line or PR stunt. It was Dylan, stripped of his guard, letting us peek into the most private corner of his heart. Now, let me walk you through what happened, because the build-up to this confession is just as emotional as the words themselves. Dylan was appearing on an interview-style talk show, one of those more intimate formats where celebrities often let their walls down. The host, who's known for asking tough but gentle questions, brought up a topic that Dylan usually avoids: love. At first, he gave his typical charming smile and tried to laugh it off. But then there was this long pause. He looked down, took a deep breath, and you could see his entire demeanor shift. That's when he quietly said, "I've only ever truly loved once. She was my only love." The audience went completely silent. You could almost hear hearts shattering and swooning at the same time. And honestly, I think even the host was caught off guard, because you could see her eyes widen. But Dylan wasn't done. He didn't stop there. He started talking, slowly at first, about how that love changed him, how it shaped the person he is today, and how even though time has passed, it left a mark on him that he'll never forget. Now here's the big question everyone is asking: who was he talking about? Who is this only love that Wang is willing to open up about in such a vulnerable way? Fans immediately went into detective mode. Social media exploded with theories, old photos resurfaced, and people started connecting dots back to different moments in Dylan's career. One of the strongest theories, of course, points to Xinyu. How could it not? Their chemistry during Meteor Garden was so intense, so natural, that it felt like more than just acting. For years, fans have shipped them together, convinced that something deeper was going on behind the scenes. And this confession just reignited all of those theories with even more passion. Think about it, Dylan and Xinyu shared countless behind-the-scenes moments that were way too genuine to ignore. The way he looked at her during interviews, the playful banter, the little moments of comfort when they thought cameras weren't rolling, it all painted a picture of something real. And when Dylan says, "She was my only love," many fans believe he's not just talking about any random person, but about someone we've all seen him with, someone who clearly had a special place in his heart. But here's where it gets even more emotional. Dylan admitted that this love wasn't easy. He said it came with challenges, sacrifices, and heartbreak. And that's why fans are split. Because while some believe he was talking about Xinyu, others think it might have been someone outside the spotlight, someone Dylan loved quietly but intensely away from the cameras. And that's what makes this confession so powerful. It leaves us questioning, speculating, and, honestly, feeling for him. Because how often do we get to see a celebrity as guarded as Dylan openly admit to something so personal, so fragile? I'll be real with you guys, when I first heard his words, I felt this wave of sadness. It's one thing to hear a star talk about success or career struggles, but when someone like Wang talks about love in the past tense, saying she was, it carries a certain finality. It suggests that it's a love he no longer has, a love that slipped away, but one that continues to live in his memory. And if you've ever loved someone so deeply that you never quite got over them, you know exactly the kind of heartbreak he's talking about. Fans around the world have been flooding social media with their reactions. Some are crying, some are cheering him on for being brave enough to say it, and others are begging him to reveal who she was. On Weibo, his name started trending almost immediately, with hashtags translating to Dylan's only love and who is she, dominating the platform. On Twitter, international fans shared their own stories of first love and heartbreak, connecting their experiences to Dylan's words. It became less of a celebrity confession and more of a universal moment that people could relate to. And you know what? That's what makes Dylan so unique. He doesn't just say things to sound dramatic, he says things that resonate with people. And let's not forget, Dylan has always said in past interviews that when he loves with his whole heart. He once mentioned that he doesn't believe in halfway love, and that if he's with someone, he's all in. So when he says, "She was my only love," that's not just casual phrasing, that's Dylan telling us that he gave everything to that one person. I think what's really getting to fans is the possibility that he may never love like that again. Of course, none of us know the future, and Dylan is still young, but the way he spoke, like it was a closed chapter, like it was something he had accepted as part of his past, really made it sound final. And that's heartbreaking. But at the same time, it's also beautiful. Because to love someone so deeply, even if it didn't last, is a rare thing. Not everyone gets to experience a love that profound. And Dylan, by admitting it so openly, reminded all of us of the power of love, the pain of losing it, and the way it shapes who we become. I want to know what you guys think. Do you believe Dylan was talking about Shinyu? Do you think this was about a private, secret relationship that we never knew about? Or do you think it was a mix of both, someone who touched his life but wasn't meant to stay? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I know everyone has a theory, and I'm dying to hear yours. For me personally, I can't help but lean toward Shinyu. Maybe it's because I've seen the way he looked at her, or maybe it's because their on-screen romance was so convincing it blurred the lines of fiction and reality. But something about the timing, the passion, and the lingering connection they seem to share just makes me believe she could very well be the only love he's talking about. No matter who it was, one thing is clear, Dylan Wang has finally let us into a part of his soul that he's kept hidden all these years. And in doing so, he's reminded us that even celebrities, no matter how glamorous their lives may seem, carry heartbreak, memories, and scars just like the rest of us. So as we watch this confession ripple across the fandom, one thing's for sure, this isn't the end of the conversation. It's just the beginning. Fans will continue to dig, theories will continue to swirl, and Dylan's words will continue to echo in our hearts, "She was my only love." And maybe, just maybe, one day he'll share more. But for now, we have this glimpse into his truth. And honestly, it's enough to make us feel closer to him than ever before.